Hello, Shegun. Good morning, Shegun Fatima. It's public holiday. Okay. I think in America it's public holiday too. Lola Shorunka, is it public holiday on Monday? Okay, you are not on Monday yet there. Good morning, Shegun Fatima. Lola Shorunka, good morning. Kate Imodeme, good morning. Niyu Olushola, good morning. Shijuwade Ibojo, good morning, sir. May God richly bless you for this great work you are doing for His kingdom. May your family be blessed as well. Thank you. Onyiye Okoro. Onyiye, did you receive my letter? Because you wrote me, right? From Abuja, if I'm right. Let me know if you got my letter, because I didn't get your reply yet to that letter. Ladi Shorunke, good morning. Popola, good morning. Shouts Ushe, morning. Ronke Oyetayo, morning. Peter Jonah, morning. You know what? I will not spend too much time reading today. I want to tell you something. Please, only once in a while I do this, all right? Do anything you can. Do anything you can right now, especially if you have public holiday in your country. Do anything you can to call your friends. Just pick your telephone now and call them that Pastor Sunday is on the line. They must. If you really love them, if you really care for them, let them come listen to this message. This is going to be life-changing, life-transforming for everyone. I hardly do this, but when I do it, it is serious. This message is going to be very, very serious. So I want to talk to you. I want to ask you, everyone, please. I will not spend too much time reading your names this time. I just want to ask you, please pick up your phone, go look for, anybody that really is really dear to you, anybody that you really love, anybody that is really of a concern to you, anybody, not maybe a concern, but anybody that you care for. If you care for anyone in this world, it doesn't matter what country they live in, it doesn't matter what continent they are right now, go get your telephone and call them now and just beg them. Tell them to do something for you. If they could do anything for you, let them do this for you. Let them just go, send them the link, go share the link. If you share this link right now, if you share the share button, if you press the share button, it will be on your homepage. So you could tell them to go to your homepage, and then once they're there, they will be able to see the program. So please call as many people as you can. In the next 2 minutes, I will be going to the message. Okay, if everyone if you are from America and everyone is sleeping, make sure you copy the program on your timeline, and then once they are awake, or share with them and send it to them and let them have a look at it. Just tell them to do you a favor. But really, they are not doing you a favor. They are doing themselves a favor. It's going to be one of the greatest things they will ever do in their lives. It's going to be one of the greatest things they've ever done in their life. Okay. Now, you see I'm sure you've seen the title of the message, I hope. If you have not, then allow me to tell you, the title of this message is A Graphic Picture of Your Life. Now, I was actually wondering if I should use the word graphic, because, these days, many people use graphic for mainly things that are obscene and, things that are not so pleasant, mainly sexual. But this is not that. This is not that at all. It's a graphic. It's still a graphic picture. But I want to help somebody today. I want to help you paint a graphic picture of your life. A graphic picture of your life. And but I want to do that through the help of time. I want to use time to paint to you and to present to you how your life really looks like in the eyes of God. In the eyes of God. Because sometimes we don't know the way God sees us. And sometimes we are so much in a hurry, and we are so much in vanity and triviality, so much that we don't really have time to sit down and do critical analysis of our lives. So I want to help you to do this critical analysis of your life. I want you to do this comparative analysis of what you do with your life and what could have been done with your life, and really, what is happening to you on a daily basis. I've spent a whole week. If you have been following me this whole week, you've heard the teaching, a whole 1 week series that I did on the value of time and the fact that time is the greatest wealth that every one of us have been endowed with from God, by God, and that time is actually the great wealth, and that everything comes from time. The wealth of time produces everything. That we are a product of time. Everything we have is a product of time. That, those are the things that you want to remember. You want to remember these points, but I want to really bring it home to you today. So everything you see in your life, everything you see, is not created by man. It's created by time. Time, everything is derived out of time. You are derived out of time because you were in your mother's womb for 9 months. The fact that you are working is a product of time because no child will work the next day. It was given birth to. It will only work after 1 year or after, and the same thing in every continent, the same thing in every country, the same thing in every nation. When it's 9 months, a woman gives birth. When it's about 3 months, a child sits down. When it's about 6 months, a child crawls. When it's about 1 year, a child begins to stand and walk. And the same thing, same thing with us. That is, we are a product of time. We are all a product of time. And everything is created out of time. The car you drive in is a product of time. The house you live in is a product of time. Everything is a product of time. When you go to the store to buy something, you don't pay for that product really. You pay for the time that it costs to produce that product. When they pay you salary, they are not giving you money because you did just for the work you did, but for the time you spend doing that work. So everything in life is a product of time. So if time is so important, well, I want to let you see a picture of how your life is in time, talking about time. So you might need to write some things. Maybe we'll need somebody to put some things down and later on paste it for us. Or if you have a pen or you have your computer, let's start. Let the journey start. Let the journey begin right now. So a graphic picture of your life. Now, each one of us, we are given, let's take a year. I want to treat this, I want to approach it in different areas. I want to tell you the picture of your life in terms of years. If the average amount of life we have is 70 years, I want to tell you how you are living it right now and how it's going to end up being. And but I will start with what is realistic to you right now, what we have right now. Let's take a year of your life. And so we have 1 year. Let's say all of us, let's take just one year. The picture of 1 year of your life will tell you the picture of your whole life. I think we should start with that. So let's say 1 year. The 1 year of our life equals to, if you are writing, please write down, 1 year of your life equals to 8,760 hours. So it's important for you to know that. 8,760 hours a year. So 8,760 hours. That is the amount of wealth God gives to everyone equally. God is such a generous God. God is. If we are going to turn this to dollars, this means in money terms. This means that God blesses every individual that comes to the world and that lives at least 1 year on earth. Everybody, in a year, God gives you and credits you with $87,600 US. $87,600 US. $87,600 US. That is the amount you are credited with on daily basis. 87,600. That is 8,760 hours. That is all you've got. That is your whole life. That is the picture of your whole life in a year. Now, if you know that you have $87,000, all right, $87,600 to spend in a year, and if you don't spend that money that year, that money disappears. I mean, that money just goes, just disappears. Will you be mindful of how you spend the money, or you will not be? You will not care, because if and the thing with that money is that it goes day by day. So if you don't spend that amount of amount of money you are giving in a day, you lose it. And we know that in a day we have just 24 hours. So if you have 24 hours in a day and 87, that's like saying, yeah. So you have 24 hours in a day, and that's $24 in a day. Then you must know how to use it. But it is not normal. If you, I mean, there is a lot of money. If we are going to look at it in did I say 87,000? No, sorry, 8,760, not 87,000. Sorry, I would let you know where I got 87,000 from later on. But let's say you are given $8,000, $8,760, $8,760 in a year. That is what God has credited to you, to your account every year. $8,000. If you know you have $8,000, what will you do with it? Of course, you will invest it. If you know you are having cash, it is $7,000, and that's the only amount of money you are going to have that year, and you think what to do with it. You would like to invest it, but what do we do? What is the graphic picture of our lives? Let me tell you. Now, 8,760 hours a year. If it's going to be in US dollars, 8,760 US dollars in a year. Okay. Now, where does that go? This is what happens to you and to me. To every one of us, we use this amount of money, this amount of time the same way. 8,760 hours is spent mainly on sleep. You remove sleep. You have to remove sleep. How much time do we spend on sleep? We spend 2,920 of this currency we are giving, this time currency out of 8,760, we spend 2,920 on sleep. 1/3 of whatever we get from God, the currency of time, we spend it on sleep. 1/3. That's like about 8 hours sleeping. I mean, when I say 8 hours sleeping, that doesn't mean that you are actually lying down sleeping 8 hours. That includes, your dressing, your changing to preparation for bed, after preparation after bed. And, some people are married, they have family time, that goes to sleeping in the average. So 8 hours or 2,920 hours a year is what you spend on sleep. And that means dollars, okay? That means dollars, yes. $2,920 is being spent while you sleep. So it's your choice either to change that and reduce that amount and say, okay, I'm going to take, let's say two hours away from that sleep a day, and I'm going to convert it into money. So that is why most of the greatest people you know in the world, the Albert Einstein, the Isaac Newton, the great reformers, the Martin Luther, all of them, they slept little. And why did they sleep little? It's because they realized that 1/3 of an individual's life goes to sleep. He sleeps 1/3 of his whole life. Most people do. That is like about 8 hours in the average. So that's why they try to sleep. Some people slept only 4 hours. Some people slept 6 hours in a day. Some people slept 3 hours in a day. Some people slept just 2 hours in a day, so that they could convert the remaining of that time into productive activity. So they are, lessening and reducing the hours they spend sleeping, so that they will consciously use it and convert it into valuable product. So, but most of us, we don't. Most of us actually look for ways and opportunities to even sleep more. We want to get more time to sleep. I mean, like when I say 8 hours to sleep, like I said, that including, what you do in bed, your family time and everything like that. So out of 8,760 hours you have in a year, let's say it's in US dollars, 8,760 US dollars, 2,900, almost $3,000 goes while you are sleeping. It just flies away. you wake up every day from sleep spending $2,920. $2,920 is being spent while you sleep of your money. And not just in a year, you do it once in a year, you do it every night. Because 8 hours approximately we spend on sleeping. Okay, now, if we remove the 2,920 that we spend sleeping from 8,760 that we have in a year of our life, because these hours are your life. The picture of your whole year is a picture of your life. So that is how you live 1 year of your life, it's how you live your whole life. So that is your life, really. So, because your life is just 70 of this year, of this figure. So if this 70 times and you are gone. But we all know that up to 20, we are just kids, we are just children. So let's say 50 years. You only have 50, multiply this by 50 times, and you are over. Your life is over. So this is your life. So if we remove the sleeping time, the 8 hours of sleep that you spend, 2,920, you are left with 5,840. So we are left with 5,000 hours, 5,840 hours, 5,840 hours, 5,840 hours apart from when you remove sleep, all right? So that is like in dollars. In a year, you don't have $8,000 anymore to spend in a year. God credits to you $8,760 a year. But because you sleep, you spend, almost $3,000. So you are now left with $5,840 for yourself to use. Now, what do you do with the rest of the $5,840 that you are left with in a year or hours? So you have 5,000, almost 6,000 hours left in a year right now, okay? So you know what most people will do? What the world system has taught us to do. The world system has taught us that, okay, you have 5,840 hours left. Take another 8 hours. Go to school. First of all, go to school. Go and get a profession and get a job. And then go and take that 8 hours again and go and mortgage it and sign a contract for a job. You remember, this is your life. This bottle is your life. This jar is your life. And, it's your body. This is your body, sorry. And the thing that is inside, the water that is inside, that's your life. So you are already spent one. You remember, you have already spent 1/3 of your life. You've already spent 1/3 of your life on sleep. So you are left with almost $6,000 now left, or 6,000 hours left. Then the world system teaches us that go contract your life, go contract away your life, go give away another 8 hours as a contract. Maybe you don't sign paper contract, but go and give another 8 hours out to job. And the argument is, if you go to get a job, then they will give you salary. So what you do is that you are actually going to sell out, to mortgage out 8 hours of your life every day. And that equals to another 2,920 hours of your life in a year. So 1/3 of your life, you go and mortgage it to do a job, sell it out for some salary, just because you will be compensated immediately. So because of immediate gratification, we go and sell out. But you remember, the time that you have just spent, the life that you have spent, never comes back. It's gone forever. You will never regain that life back. You will never regain that energy back. You will never regain that potential back. You will never redirect it. You will never be able to spend it on something else. That life that you have given is gone. Of course, you are compensated on some little thing, but it is nothing compared to what you should do with your life. If you were supposed to be giving that money cash, will you just take that money and say, okay, 1/3 of it, I'm going to give it to somebody, maybe to a bank, and let them give me, another little penny just as compensation? So but wisdom says it's better for you to take the whole money that is left, about $6,000, and go and work with it by yourself. Go and work on it yourself, or go and invest it and multiply it by yourself. Instead of being paid 10% a year on your money, if you give it to the bank, they will pay you 10% a year. But why don't you go work for it? Why don't you go trade with it? Why don't you go buy something with it? Why don't you? So that's what we do when we say, instead of going to work your whole life on a job, instead of you to go contract and mortgage your life, 8 hours at a time for some penny, for some porridge, why don't you discover your calling? Why don't you discover yourself? Why don't you discover your destiny? And why don't you convert that time, that 6,000 hours almost that is left, why don't you convert it and invest it back in yourself? You can convert it to added value by getting more knowledge, self-education, and becoming more skillful. Once you develop the skill, you've added value to yourself. That added value that you have used that time to add to yourself, that added value will now be yielding you as much money as you want. You remember Malcolm Gladwell that we quoted last time told us that if you will spend 10,000 of your hours, 10,000 hours in your life to devote to any trade, to developing any skill, or to perfecting your life, that 10,000 will make you one of the best in the whole world. Why? Because most people in the world don't spend 10,000 hours developing themselves. Most people in the world don't spend 10,000 hours producing a value. They don't spend 10,000 hours, adding value to themselves or adding value to some others or practicing something. They never spend 10,000 hours producing a product. But if you will repeat and practice and spend 10,000 hours practicing something, investing in your life, you will not just become a millionaire. That is just guaranteed. You will become famous, you will become great, and you will become one of the best in whatever field that you have chosen, in whatever field that you have spent that 10,000 hours in. You will become one of the best in the whole world. You will be out of competition. You will not have competition. If you spend 10,000 hours of your life developing yourself or investing in yourself or investing in your promised land, in your area of calling, in your gifting, in your talent. So that is why, for example, the young man, 19-year-old boy that defeated Michael Phelps in the Olympics, even though he was looking up to Michael Phelps as his idol, just 8 years ago, but he went and practiced 4 hours a day for 8 years, and the next 8 years, he defeated his idol. Why? Because he invested 10,000 hours, and by the time he invested 10,000 hours just practicing that particular race, because Michael Phelps was using 10,000 hours for different races, but this just developed that one race that where Michael Phelps was always the champion, the world champion, the world record owner. But this one just invested 10,000 developing that race, and he defeated his idol. Why? Because anything you will spend 10,000 hours developing, according to Malcolm Gladwell, you will become the best in it in the world, or one of the best in it in the world. You'll be so skillful that so much work will be added to you. But if you have given that time, instead of investing back that time into adding value to yourself, or into developing others, or into creating a product or service, you did not invest that in your own grant. You went and contracted it out. You mortgaged your life out. You got the salary and you spend the salary. It's gone. So you keep on going. What job is about and salary is about is so that they will give you enough, only enough for you to keep on coming back. Salary is like a rope. It's like a thread. It's like a chain that holds you down So just giving you enough freedom to walk around and not to go far. You have to always go back so that you will be dependent on that, because salary is just a means of survival. It's not a means of living. So, job is just a means of survival. It's not a means of living. Anybody that really wants to know what life is, if you really want to live big time, you must discover that the wealth of time that you are being given on a daily basis must be invested back into you. It must be converted into added value to yourself. It must be converted otherwise to added value into a product. You produce a concrete product, or you use it as an added value into another person or into people. So if you will invest and convert as much time as possible, or as much as 10,000 hours, you will become anything you want to become in life. You will become, you have as much wealth, fame, grace that you want to have in the whole life. But what do we do with our time? Like I said, we have already spent 1/3 of it sleeping. It's gone. We have already spent another 1/3 going to work, 8 hours going to work a day. That equals to 2,920 hours. 2,920 hours just mortgaging your life, giving your life away, throwing your life away, selling your life away just for some salary. So now, out of 8,760 hours that you have been blessed with by God, you are now only left with 2,920. That is just being engaged in two activities only. Two activities that did not add too much value to you. Sleeping adds a little bit of value, but that is spending that life. And 8 hours of work every day, another 2,920 you spend getting salary, getting some job. You see, I have a good job. But that is just spending life. That is adding just little value to you. And you are now left only with 1/3. Can you imagine 2/3 of your life has gone without even you noticing it? 2/3 of your life. And that's how we all live our lives. We spend 2/3 or even more of our lives on something that we cannot account for, on something that we cannot reconnect, on something that we cannot even see the product that it has produced, on something that we are not in control of. We throw away 2/3, 2 out of 3, 2/3 of your life. Not just of your year, of your whole life. And you don't even know where it has gone. If you want to question this, tell me how old you are. If you are 40 or 30, where is that 30? Show me where that 30 is. Show me where that 40 is. Where is the concrete product that 30 years of life has produced? Where is the concrete product? Where is the name that it has produced? Where is the fame it has produced? Where is the glory it has produced? Where is the wealth it has created? Where is the treasure in heaven it has produced? But the reason why we are sent to life is that we will spend our life on earth fulfilling the purpose for which God called us. We will spend our life on earth fulfilling the mandate that God has created us for. God sent everyone here to fulfill an assignment for heaven. But instead of us fulfilling the assignment, we sleep away the time we are given to fulfill an assignment. The money that we are given to fulfill purpose, we spend 1/3 of it to sleeping, and the other 1/3 of it, we spend it going to salary to make a living, just to survive. But God is awaiting your result. God is meanwhile waiting for you that you will have time to fulfill the destiny for which He created you. So you are only left with 1/3 of your life, 1/3 of your time to fulfill the real purpose for which God created you. There is no one that God creates in vain. God creates everyone with an agenda, with a purpose, with a mission, and with an assignment, with a task on earth. He sent you here with a definite assignment. It is your duty to find out what that assignment is. It is your duty to discover what that calling is. And it is your duty to God to be responsible and to account for that 8,700 hours that you've been given to use to fulfill His mandate. But instead of us using our life to fulfill God's mandate, we want to just make a living. Or we want to just rest. We want to just live. So 2/3 of your life has gone. Let's now look at how most of us, you see, I'm painting a vivid picture. You remember the message of this, the title of this message is a vivid picture of your life, right? Now, let's see. We are now left with 1/3 of our lives. That is 2,920 hours of our life. Or if we are going to use dollars, we were giving originally, everybody, God gives to your account and credits to your account 8,760,000, 760,000 US dollars. We have spent 1/3 of that, 2,920 on sleep. We have spent another 1/3, 2,920 on work. Now we are now left only with 1/3 of it, 2,920, 1/3 just to now do everything we must do in a lifetime. So it's 2,900, let's say dollars, $2,920,000 that is left. What do we normally use it for? Now listen closely now. Listen closely now. This is very important. Now this is a more graphic picture. We are going to the more graphic part of this message. This is the more graphic picture of your life. One, I will just take 5 things that we spend our lives on. 5 things. If you spend 20 minutes eating breakfast, only 20 minutes taking breakfast, and another 20 minutes lunch, and another 20 minutes dinner, if you spend only 20 minutes eating, which is almost impossible, we spend more time eating. But if you spend only 20 minutes eating, and I will not even talk about preparing the food. Because in most restaurants, even if you go to a restaurant, you only need to wait, order the food 20 minutes. But at home, to prepare it, you spend much more than 20 minutes. But let me just say 20 minutes, okay? Let's say we spend 20 minutes eating. And if you eat 3 times a day, that means you have spent 1 hour. 1 hour. You have spent 1 hour of your day eating. 1 hour of your day, because 20 minutes, 3 times, that means 60 minutes. 60 minutes means 1 hour. So you have spent, most of us spend 1 hour at least eating in a day. Even if you eat just 1 time or you eat 2 times, most of us spend 1 hour eating in a day. So now listen closer to this. How much does that remove from your leftover, from the money that is left, or from the wealth that is left? So you remember you are left only with 2,920,000 hours. Now you are spending in a year, in a day, 1 hour to eat. That equals to 365 hours. 365 hours eating in a year. Hours. 365 hours eating in a year. 365 hours eating in a year. 365 hours eating in a year. Only eating. 365 hours. Okay, that is one. Okay, let's go ahead. What is the other thing we spend our remaining life on? If you spend another 1 hour a day putting on your clothes, dressing, bathing, cleaning your teeth, creaming yourself, at least all of us will spend dressing, getting dressed, bath, and all that. We all spend minimum 1 hour on that a day. It's not possible for you to spend less than 1 hour. You spend maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes in the bath. You go to the restroom, in the toilet. You put on your clothes. Even 20 hours is, 1 hour is more in a day. But let's say you spend just 1 hour dressing, bathing, and putting yourself in order in a day. So if it is just 1 hour, you spend dressing, bathing, going to the restroom, that is another 365 hours in a year. You see, your life is going. Your life is quickly going. You don't even notice it. Your life is disappearing. You don't even notice it. You already lost 2/3 of your life. And the 1/3 that is left is, help, help, help. That's the way I want to shout. I want to shout, help somebody. Because, eating 365 hours has gone. Then bathing, toileting, dressing, and all that, another 1 hour has gone. But that is minimum I'm taking. That's 365 hours again has gone. Let's go to another topic. If you spend another 1 hour socializing, talking on phone, talking with friends, using internet, 1 hour a day using internet. But if you use internet, there are ways you could beat this, of course, but we're going to talk about that later. If you use internet, social media, telephone, internet, television, and television is just crazy. Some people spend more than 1 hour. Some people spend more than 1 hour in watching television or using social network or telephone. But let's just say you use 1 hour, only 1 hour in a day, only 1 hour in a day. You only spend 1 hour in a day socializing, using social media, telephone, internet, television, everything. Let's just say 1 hour, and that is true. Most of us spend more than that, but let's just take 1 hour. We spend 1 hour, another 1 hour. You know what that equals to? That equals to another 665 hours. 665 hours. 665 hours lost, unaccountable for in a year. Now, those are just 3 things I've taken. Let's take another one. If you spend another 1 hour and the average, another 1 hour, let's say in the average on church, on religion, 1 hour, 1 hour a day on religion, on church. I'm not talking about personal relationship with the Lord. I'm not talking about intimate relationship and fellowship with God. I'm talking about going to church, doing church things, and all that. So I'm not talking of prayer yet or reading the Bible. I'm just talking about religion. Spend let's say you spend 7 hours in a week just on your church, on going to church. But by the time you drive to church, that could be 1 hour, or drive to there and back, that could be up to 2 hours. By the time you socialize, you spend 2 hours in the church or 3 hours in the church. Then if you go twice a week to church, that is at least 7 hours. So we are all spending at least 7 hours. We are all spending at least 7 hours of our lives. We spend at least 7 hours of our lives on church, on religion. So that is another 665 hours in a year. All right. But, I want to let you know that most of the time that we spend in church and on religion is not on God, really. And it's not on ourselves. Most of them is just doing religious things and church things, but not really doing God thing. So that is another 365 hours that have gone in your life. Then, finally, number 5. Most of us spend at least 1 hour a day, in the average, at least 1 hour a day on transport. Either you are driving, or you are riding on a bus, or you are, but most of us spend 1 hour, at least 1 hour. In the average, if we take the average of a year, most of us spend 1 hour on transportation. So all these are just five subjects, 5 areas. So, and we have spent so much time that сколько получается 365 на 5, 65 дней на 5. Мы тогда считали или не считали? So you have only spent all days. So let's first of all convert this to US dollars. If you want to convert this to US dollars, it means we first of all need to find out how much do people make in the average in US dollars. I think in average in US dollars, people make $25. I think 25 on the average US dollars people make. Let me see. Most people make $25 an hour, I think. $25 an hour. Ubaf Theater is Dvarzet David Dvarzet. Okay, I'm just finding out how much people make in the U.S. Yes, people make in the average. The average salary for an average person in America is $25, and then in Britain is £5. I mean £7. £7 an hour. So people in America make $25 an hour. People in the UK make £7 an hour. Okay, so that is important for us to know. Это сколько осталось, да? После того, как... Okay. All right. Okay, somebody said average in America is $7 an hour. Is that so? Oh, Pastor Gray. That's Pastor Gray saying it's $7 an hour in America. That's unbelievable. Is that the average or that is the lowest? That's the minimum wage, I think. You are now telling me of the minimum wage in America. Okay. The minimum wage in the UK is 7. That's the minimum. Okay. But in America, 25 is the average. It's not the minimum. And in the UK, what is the average? The average in the UK then should be like £15. £15. Okay, £15. 11, 20. Okay. Okay, let's say this. Let's just do this. You know what does an active working hour cost in your country? In Canada, it's 11.20. Okay. Now let's do this. Let's do this together. If you are in America and you are making, I don't know how much you are making an hour. Okay, I don't know how much you are making an hour. And if you are in the UK, I don't know how much you are making an hour. If you are in Africa, I don't know how much you are making an hour. Okay, someone said that the average in the UK is 14 pounds and for men and £12 for women. Okay, that's but the minimum is £7 in the UK, but the average is 14. Okay, then in the US also the minimum is 7, the average is 25. Okay, no problem. I got it. Now the average is £8 in UK. Okay, £8 is the minimum in UK. The average is 12 and 14. All right, let's continue now. You know how much you make. All right. Now, but I'm going to use average in the average. Let's say worldwide, because of people in Africa. Let's say the average income that we all make in an hour is $10. $10 an hour. So if you make $10 an hour in the average, all of us, all right, all of us. Let's say $10 an hour. If an hour costs $10, we're just going to use that as the standard, all right? An hour costs $10 all over the world. An hour is costing $10. Now, listen to this, or you can write this down. That means God is crediting to your account $87,000 $87,600 US every year. So God credits into your hand. God gives you cash. $87,600 US in a year. That is if the average of an hour is $10. Okay, we are taking $10 as the worldwide average. So we are having, every one of us is being credited with $87,600 every year. Now, out of that amount of money, 2,920 we lost already. We lose to sleep. So that is gone. Then we are left with 58,840 So, but from that 58,840, another 2,920 we lose again, goes again into work, into mortgaging our lives for work. We go to work, we go for job, salary, and we lose another. So we have lost two-thirds of our original 87,000. We have lost it to things that we cannot account for. Now we are only left, in our active day, we are only left with 2,920 US dollars. 2,920 US dollars. I mean, 29,000. We're only left with 29,000. We're only left with 29,200 US dollars. 29,200 US dollars, to live. Now, what have we done with it? You remember I gave you, Becky Williams, Jenny says, we have 33% going to income tax, going to tax. Okay, we are not going to touch tax right now. Let's not touch tax. Now, you remember I spoke to you that out of the 2,920 that we all have left clean after sleeping and work, now we took five things that we spent our money on, our life on. We spent, you remember, 365 days. 365 hours we spent on eating, maybe preparing or eating. We spent another 365 hours on bathing, dressing, toilet. Then we spent another 365 hours on social media, socializing, television, internet. That's another 1 hour. Then we spend another 1 hour in church in the average. So another 365 hours in church or in religion. Then we also spend in transportation, another 365 hours a year in transport. So all this put together, just 5 things. And I know that many of us do many more things than these 5 things. So if we only take these 5 things that we spend our lives on daily basis, in a year, we have lost another 1,825 hours. 1,825 hours lost in eating, drinking, into eating, dressing, social media, church, and transportation. Only on that, we have lost another almost close to 2,000 hours. Let me tell you what. You know what? How much time is left in your life that we really make? How much time is left after this? Is 1,000 hours only in a year. So that is like if you are giving $8,000, you are only left with $1,000. You are only left with 1,095, 1,000 hour and 95, 1,095, or in dollars, $1,095, $1,000.95. So that's the only thing we are left with. So what has happened to your life? That is why you must take control of your life. How do you take back your life? One, you could take back your life by reducing the amount of time you sleep. But don't just reduce the amount of time you sleep. Make sure that time is immediately converted into an added value, either to yourself in self-education or something, or in producing one product or the other. Or you must convert it into blessing others or creating value in other people. You must make sure that if you are reducing your hours of sleep, then you are reducing it to convert it. I personally don't recommend reducing your hours of sleep. I think you need to sleep for as long as you need to sleep so that you have enough energy to do and to maximize the other hours that are left. So let's look up, apart from sleep, let's look at, but the most important thing that you could maximize, the most important thing that you could use your time for is the time that you've been given by God. And that time you've been given by God is the 8 hours of active day, your active 8 hours. And what most of us have done with that active 8 hours is that we use that to go to work. We use that to mortgage for salary because of the temptation of salary, and because of the lust of immediate gratification, we go and just contract out our life. We just go and mortgage out 8 hours of our life as if it's nothing. But that is actually the one that could be taken back. You could take back your life by working for yourself, by discovering yourself, your calling. Or if you are working for salary and a job for in your calling, if your job is your calling, then congratulations. So that is one of the ways you could take back your life. Make sure that the job you are doing, any job you are doing, is exactly the calling that God has for your life. Is exactly the purpose for which God sent you to the earth. So, but if it is not, then you must have a plan or an exit plan to come out, so that you know that this is what you are supposed to do in life, but you are only working for maybe 1 year or 2 years, or temporarily for a few hours, but most of your time, maybe you are just working for 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day, but another 3-4 hours a day you are dedicating to fulfilling the purpose for which you are called. Maybe you are going to produce product, you are using that, converting that time also to producing another product or another service, or adding some value to yourself. So the best way for you to take back your life is to critically analyze the 8 hours that you give out working for salary or for a job. You should convert that into fulfilling purpose, into fulfilling destiny, into creating something that will leave a lasting legacy for you, into fulfilling the purpose for which you are sent into the world. So that is one way. The serious way, the most important way you could take back your life is through your working hours, the hours that you use working for job. But also, there are also other means that you could use to take back your life. You could take back your life when you are eating. Make sure that when you eat, like me, when I'm eating, I never just eat. The 1 hour I spend to eat in the day, while I'm eating, it could be more than 1 hour, but I'm always combining it with something else. When I'm eating, I'm always maybe listening to something. When I'm eating, I'm always learning something. When I'm eating, I'm always maybe, working on something. Maybe I cannot write, but I can hear. I can learn. I can grow. I'm eating, adding value to my body, but I'm adding even greater value to my spirit mind, to my mind. I'm learning when I'm eating. So always combine your spend time, your eating time with something. We could do the same thing when you go dressing. You multitask. Multitask yourself when you are dressing. Multitask yourself when you are, I don't know if it's possible when you are bathing, but for example, I don't go to toilet without a book, or I don't go to toilet without my iPad. When you are doing some of those things, you can actually multiply, you multitask and, take back some of the hours to add value to yourself. Now, social media. You could still use social media. You could still use telephone. You could still use television, only in case you are using them to create value. Either you are using them to create value for yourself, or you are using those hours to create value for others, or you are using them to create a product. So, like, for example, you are listening to me now for 1 hour. This 1 hour is not a lost hour for you. You are because this hour is adding value to you. And then you are going to use that to create a product or to add value to the life of others. So you are using your social media hour to enrich yourself as a library. So you convert Becky is saying, you convert your social service hours into library, or into study time, or into laboratory. So that is another way you could win back your life. And you all know that I am here every day, 2 times a day, 7:30 a.m. UK time and Nigerian time, 7 p.m. in the evening UK time and Nigerian time, and in the US is 2:30 a.m. Eastern time and 2 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern time as well. So I'm here 2 times a day. Then if you've lost some of these teachings and you are here for the first time, go to my blog, SundayAdelaijaBlog.com, SundayAdelaijaBlog.com. You can see all the series of the teachings there in my video blog there department. Then you have my books on Amazon. You have my book on Smash Book, or what do you call it? And then Okada Books. So now, what do you do with transportation? The same thing. You could regain back the time you are spending on transportation to convert it into a time of added value. You could also be listening to something while you are driving or while you are riding, or you could be writing, if you are in a bus, you could be writing. So you could be adding value to yourself as well. So now, if we are going to talk in terms of money, In terms of money, out of the $8,000 that will be credited, you are only left with $1,000. And that is very, very tragic. That is very, very sad. But if you convert it and use it, you could leave a legacy for yourself in a very, very big manner. So now, my time is, my God. Now let me try to make sense of all this that I'm telling you now. See what we have spent most of our lives doing. We have spent most of our life on things that we cannot really account for. On sleeping. We have spent most of our life on, eating, on work, for some salary. That's sellout. That's a sellout, really. We're working for salary. On, dressing, bathing, toiletries, on social media, on, religion, on, on transportation. We have spent most of this time for something that we cannot even see, that doesn't add value to us or to others. That is why most people will never be great in life. They don't control it. They just go through it. They just go through the motions. They just go through the process. It's an autopilot kind of thing. It's an automatic thing. They just do it because that's how everybody else lives. But for you not to inherit the destiny of everybody else, for you not to be a mediocre in life, for you not just to be a failure in life and a loser in life, you must stop living this way. You must take charge of your time. You must take charge of your life. You must say, no, I want to become the owner of my life, because my life is my time. My time is my life. And that is the greatest wealth that God has given to you. I want to be the owner of my life. That is why we preached yesterday, the other day, I think it was Saturday, on why you must fight for every minute of your life. This is the reason why you must fight for every minute of your life, because your time is your life. You must fight for every minute of your time. God, your time is your life. If you can be in control of your time, you are going to be in control of your life. But the best thing to use time for, and the thing that we have been given time for, time has been given to us by God, that that time should be spent on fulfilling his agenda on the earth. Time was credited to us by God. It was given. It doesn't matter if that time is 70 years or that time is 50 years or 30 years or 40 years. The amount of time you've been given by God is for you to fulfill his purpose. The amount of time you've been given by God is for you to fulfill his destiny. And if we say that most of us live 70 years of our life, we only live 70 years, how much of that is left? Everything is wasted most of the time. So take back your life, my friends. Take back your life. You know what we're supposed to be doing? Instead of, sleeping and going to work, some of the things that you're supposed to be doing with your time, let me quickly go through that could add value to you. Number one, discover your destiny. Discover your calling. And if you don't know how to discover your destiny or your calling, I have the teachings and the trainings over there on my sundaydelijablog.com. Go to the live broadcast or go to the video blog and look at the playlist, and you'll be able to see calling, everything on calling. So first of all, you need to spend your time on discovering who you are. Once you have discovered who you are, spend your time, the best things to spend time on adding value to yourself through self-education. Self-education, preparing yourself, equipping yourself is one of the best way you could spend your time. The next good way you could spend your time is spend your time on developing something, on resolving a problem, on resolving an issue. Spend your time to produce a product. Make sure that your time is being converted into a product. Make sure that your life and your time is being converted into a service or product or something tangible. Make sure that your life is producing something tangible, not just children or something like that. That one is not, it's an instinctive thing. It's something that animals can do as well. So we are talking about something that you intentionally convert your time to. So apart from producing a product, you could also convert your time into added value, into producing disciples, producing sons, producing disciples, followers, mentees, people you add value into. So those are the things that you could actually use your life for. Another thing that you want to use your time and your life for is use it for service, to serve humanity, to do good, like Mother Teresa did, to use your life for service, use your life for something good. Another thing that you can use your life for is use your life to build valuable relationships. Use your life to give love out to people, to build relationship of love people. You make the world a better place. Another thing you could use your life for is use your life for leadership. Take responsibility for things that are happening in your life and in your area, in your surrounding, in your world, in your country. Take responsibility and resolve one problem or the other. These are the things that we're supposed to really be using our lives on, not on the mundane things of life. Not on the mundane things of life. Okay. Let me see. I've not been reading your comments. Let me hear what you have to say. I want to hear your comments, everybody. Let's hear your comments. What do you have to say about this teaching today? What do you have to say about this teaching today? Please, if you have not shared the link yet, go ahead and share the link. Let's all go ahead and share the link. All right, go look for your share button and let's go share that link right now. And let's be a blessing to somebody else. Go share the link, and as you are sharing the link, you could also write what you think from this message, about this message, what God has, what's your conclusion? What's your conclusion? What's your conclusion listening to this message? Akinrokpo Akinola says, loving this message, giving me strength and insight to manage my life effectively. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, too. Okay. Victoria Tony said, is it just me, or are there more people of God out there who are hungry for this word? Victoria is so hungry. Victoria said, who wants to hear from God? I'm sure. Afolabi is saying, is this analysis applicable here in Africa? Of course it's applicable everywhere. Everywhere. Pukwola said, Pukwola said, just asking, based on the analysis, whoever makes $10 an hour during 8-hour working day, do you say it's wasted? It's not wasted, it's spent. And if you want, I think, Pukwola, you've been here most of the time, and go listen again to some of the teachings. What is the difference between spending and wasting? It's spent, it's not the best, but the best thing you should do with time is to invest time. It's not to waste it, it's not to spend it, it's to invest it. Abraham Great is answering Afolabi. He says, Afolabi, this is why Africa is still a poor continent. The Bible says, teach us to number our days. Africans can't break down their life in time. Yeah, it's a pity. Victoria Sala who say, this is a deep talk. Molly said, time with you, Pastor Sunday, is adding value to us. Thank you. Shigo Nwafo says that most people are only 10% of their life productive. Only 10% of their life they are productive. Paul Good News Ohayere said, we will spend 7,566 hours watching you on Facebook in a year. That means added value to yourself. If you spend 7,500 just adding value to yourself, that's almost $10,000. I mean 10,000 hours. And anything you spend 10,000 hours in, you will become skillful. There's no way you will not bring forth products and results. So if you spend even half of that, many people who have been listening to me now for 4 months, they are now saying they have their projects. Many people are coming up with projects every day. Somebody is writing me about their ideas and projects just because they have been listening to me for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. Okay, let me see what people are writing. Noel Okwoshuku said, based on your analysis, how much should a church service end? The church service could last for as long as possible. You have to decide for yourself how much you could afford to spend on church. I think anybody in a week, I think if you spend 5 or 6 hours on a church, that is good. 7 hours you could spend it, but are you sure you are spending on God? I would rather say spend hours on God rather than on church. There's a big difference. Spend time on God rather than on church. Sandra said, this is masterpiece, great wisdom. My time is my life. I am in charge of my life and every second counts. I am motivated. Pat Agbon said, I pray people will get the full understanding of this message as my people lack understanding. Sebastian Gordian James says, anytime you waste your time, just know your life has been wasted too. They don't say, great to meet you online today. Hope to acquire strong language today. God bless you more for empowering us. Thank you. Yeah, somebody said, is it a waste spending 7,000 hours watching Pastor Sunday here every day, 2 times a day? Akinporo Akinola is just giving the answer to that. And Akinporo says, thanks a lot. I got my answer on converting my time by listening to you into monetary value. So he's been able to know how to convert his time into money just by listening to me. Because when you are listening to me, I'm not just joking here, and I'm not just laughing here, and I'm not just spending your time. I am investing myself, my life in you. And you are adding value to yourself, and you are getting skills. This is not just a preaching. This is not just a teaching. This is not just a talk. This is a talk that is adding value to you, that is creating something in you, that is, giving you wisdom, knowledge, and giving you skills. And that's why it's an added value. And if you add value to yourself for 10,000 hours in a year, 10,000 hours in total, it doesn't matter in a year or not. If you add 10,000 hours investing in yourself, there is no way you will not produce something. You will produce a product. You will produce some values. You will produce a value chain. So I'm actually creating in you a value chain through this my teaching on daily basis. Daniel Oshonma said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Religion teaches that everything is about prayer, but prayer is not everything. Of course it's not. Sis Kate says, we need to be more focused. Wonderful analogy, time and money. We can't afford to spend all that money just like that. Adekunle Adekami said, Pastor, this is a great and timely teaching, but we must ask for grace to become a doer, not hearers alone. Felix Ogenevo said, Pastor Sunday, your thinking about life is quite different from the teaching we see. My life has been blessed. Thank you. Henry Shibozo said, this is the reason the down is overcrowded. The down, okay, is overcrowded. What's your purpose? Invest your time on it. Thanks, sir. Joseph Oyewole says, spend time discovering your calling. Spend time adding value through self-education. Spend time solving problems and all that. Tibet Justice said, every day is a blessing, an incredible eye-opener. Value is added every day. Thank you. Shola Ojewusi said, time management is a huge challenge to many of us. But, sir, you have lifted a huge burden today. Thank you. Ola Martin said, we spent most of our life on sleeping, eating, working, things we cannot account for. We must stop living this way. We must fight for our lives. Yep. Noel Okwushuku said the church must restructure its activities from time-wasting activities and judge from time-wasting activities into productive activities. Yes, that's why I say it's different from going to church, and spending time on God is totally different thing. Abraham Great is saying whatever you are doing, someone else can also do for you. So another way to conserve your time and your life is through delegation. So you could delegate to free yourself to do more things. That's very good, very good. And also, please, if you have not shared this link, go ahead and share the link, please. Go ahead and look for your share button and share the link. Charles Olaoye said, 2 heads are better than one. Doing 2 things at a time enhances and brings unity. Yep. Abraham Great says, if all we have left is 1,000 hours, this means that if we determine to spend 1,000 hours a year specifically on our calling only, then automatically we will restore back the gain, the lost life. That means in 10 years we have 10,000 hours. So it will take you 10 years. Nkem Dike said, my car is my mobile university. There is always something to listen to add value to myself. Brilliant. Jake okay said, Ecclesiastes 11:6, in the morning sow your seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not what shall come of the day. Yep. Nkem says, I do the same thing, combine my activities, listen to your teachings while cooking, getting ready for work in the bus, etc. Rochelle White says, the greatest investment is the investment in our mind. Henry Shibo says, this is amazing. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Akinropo says, spending a few hours a day to listen to life-transforming messages that then put them to use, that could be converted into concrete things, is not a waste. Yes. Vincent Arifalo said, thanks, Pastor, for reminding us to make the most of our time. There is no message more important than this. Thank you. Opong Amoebeng said, the soul without knowledge and understanding is not good. We must be productive in life. The world should learn. Yep. Godwin Ibekwe, yes, sir. Outsourcing can help me maximize my time. My time is delivered from the forces of control. Okay. Kennedy Justice Festus says, time spent with Pastor Sunday is never a wasted time. God bless you, Pastor. Thank you. Prince Patrick says, sir, this is the first time I'm hearing you. Pastor, you have given me something to learn today. Thank you. Thank you so much, too. Linda Mukanda said, accountability of one's time is very important and many miss it. Emmanuel Okoye said, time management is very important. Abolade Adebola said, when you sit under mentorship, you get more light and Light dispatches darkness. We are getting lighted right now. Thank you. Jabuz Zamani says, I so much appreciate you, sir, for your teaching. Wish you could do more of this in Nigeria, so that the government and politicians will stop wasting the country. Yeah, I'm going to Nigeria by the grace of God. If you don't know about that, I'm moving to Nigeria soon, maybe next year or so. So I want to call on all of you to go to my, if you want to know more about that, go to my blog, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. And when you get there, you will see all the information, and you can register if you want to be part of it as well. Folabi says, sir, your teaching is provoking our greatness into manifestation. Thank you. Molly said, wow, how could we get so much without paying for it? Well, Tina said we could do free offering. No worry, don't worry, everything's okay. Abraham Great says, you are not listening to Pastor Sunday 7,000 hours a year. If you listen to him 2 times a year, you only get about 700 hours a year, not 7,000 hours a year. Thank you, Pastor Abraham Great. 700 hours a year, not 7,000 hours a year. 700 hours, yeah. 700 hours. Shioma Ugwudi Nwige said, I am really excited about this teaching. Watch out for the new me. Wow. Julius Adegoke said, this is a hard thing. I am not an hypocrite, but I am now gradually adjusting myself, my mind, and my life. God bless you, Pastor Sunday. Triumphant says, most pastors in Nigeria are selfish. I personally will continue to follow you because God led me to you. Okay, thank you. Akinrokpo Akinola said, I'm called into parenting. How do I schedule my time in writing, counseling? Wow, then it means you are not long here. I've thought on that. So please go listen to the old messages here. They are on my blog, sundayadelajablog.com. Go to the video blog or the daily broadcast and see the playlist, and you'll be able to listen to the ones you have missed. Shiju Adese, may God reward you abundantly, sir. Thank you. Flair Karim Matib, I've already started to multitask like I breathe. What an opportunity to learn how to redeem our time from this platform. Thank you. Emmanuel Okoye, I would like to be part of the team to Nigeria. Yeah, go to my blog, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria, and you see you could register there. Anastasia says, yes, thank you, Pastor, for erasing our ignorance and putting us on the path of good success. Thank you, too. Well, you know, our time is much over today, and I think you got something from this message. Please, if you have not shared your link, go share it and make sure you listen to it as many times as possible. God bless you guys. Bye.